In this video, I will talk about a very valuable practice for those who are pursuing the path of Advaita or non-duality. It is extremely simple, but deceptively simple, in the sense that the significance of what you will be practicing is immense. And although it could be called the backward tiny step, it's actually, paradoxically, a giant forward step in your evolution. And you will see why in a moment. Before attaining oneness or non-duality, before attaining the revelation that everything is consciousness, before even attaining awakening, way before, sometimes years before, you can begin to practice this simple technique or practice that is called rest as awareness. I like more the name rest as your true self, or rest as your true nature, because it reveals the significance of this technique, the significance of this practice. It's not a technique really. The significance is that you take a step from the movie of the mind, a tiny step back, and you rest as your true self, no less, as the divine that you are, no less. God is within, tell us the scriptures. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Look in your body. Where is it? It's within. Well, you just need to take the backward step and you are there. You are in the God within. Consciousness, pure awareness, formless consciousness. And you have withdrawn from the mind, step back, just a tiny step, and you are resting as your true self. So the significance of this method is immense. Is what could be called true meditation, as Advaita calls it. True meditation is when awareness is resting on itself, not when awareness is being put on something else, like for example on the breath or some other object of concentration, like a sound or whatever, a spiritual center. This is not real meditation. Real meditation is when awareness withdraws from the mind into itself. And then you're resting as your true self with capital T and capital S in the divine that you are. So how to practice this? Because this is something that you don't need to have awakening to do it. You can do it much earlier and will prepare the terrain for awakening, definitely. The term backward step seems to be coming from Zen, and it's simply that you take a step back from being aware of something, a tiny step back to rest as awareness. So first you focus the attention on something. It could be a nice landscape through a window. It could be a sound. It could be the breath. Anything, it doesn't matter. It could be the screen of the computer. You focus the attention there for a moment and then you take a step back and you rest as awareness. And in order to trigger the process, you may use a pointer, and that pointer is rest as awareness. You tell yourself these words, or rest as your true self. And you take a little step, and that's it. You're resting. And how do you know that the resting is happening? You just heard it. You know because there is a shift in the breath. The breath changes. It becomes deeper. Simply because now you're resting. Now, what is that you that is resting as awareness? That you is awareness. So awareness has withdrawn itself and is resting on itself. The you is a story, again, is part of what is in the front. Is part of the mind. It's thoughts and feelings about you. But it's not a real self. For a good reason it has been called the fake self. The real self is awareness. And it's not that the fake self, the ego, you as an entity, you have awareness. No, that's BS. That is exactly what needs to be realized to wake up. That actually the little self, the small self, is in front. It's part of the mind. It's a bunch of thoughts and feelings about you, imagination. Powerful beliefs about you, conditioning about you. That is just thoughts and feelings that is being perceived by awareness. So when awareness takes a step forward and is resting as awareness, is leaving behind also the you, the me, the I, the story of this I. Usually a dramatic story, right? And the whole drama about me. Pretty cool. So begin to practice this, even if awakening hasn't happened yet, even if what I'm telling you still feels somewhat obscured. Begin practicing resting as awareness. It's so easy. Just do it right now. Look at the screen. Look at my eyes for a moment. Now forget the screen and take a tiny step back. It's a movement in consciousness, a movement in awareness. Take a tiny step back so that awareness can rest on itself. It's so easy. And it is life transforming. It is freeing. For the first time you have taken this giant step spiritually from being caught in the mind 24/7, or at least during your waking hours, and then stepping back and, oh, I don't need to be so obsessed with this mind. What is the mind? 5 mental objects, no more than that. Emotions, thoughts, drives, beliefs about you and the world, and sensations. That's what is the mind. 5 mental objects dancing in front. And awareness is seeing the movie of this, of the dance. The mind is the dance of these 5 mental objects, one of them creating others, and so on. Thoughts creating emotions, emotions creating sensations, and so on. And awareness is what is looking at the dance. And at the center of the mind, on the screen, is the ego, the me, the beliefs about you. That's what it is. And all the feelings connected to those beliefs. No real self there. It's an object in front of you. You're watching it as awareness. And that's what you are. And that's awakening. But as I said, prepare yourself for awakening by practicing resting as awareness, taking the step back. And then what will be the result? That when the time comes to wake up, you will be ready. Let's say, for example, I talk in every YouTube on non-duality about the awakening protocol. The awakening protocol is very effective and fast to trigger the awakening. But if the student has been practicing resting as awareness for some time, it becomes much easier. They are ready. So make yourself ready. It's so simple. Just one step back and rest as awareness. And begin to do this. Begin to practice this peaceful, easy practice of resting a bit away from the mind and as your true self. Then when you get this, give me a call. Let's do the awakening protocol and you will see. You will be ready. And the awakening helps immensely later to keep practicing resting as awareness, but now without the fantasy that it is you resting as awareness. It's awareness resting as itself. Without the fantasy that behind awareness there is a me, an entity that has awareness. That's BS. There is nothing like that. There is just the perceiving of this moment, the consciousnessing of this moment. That's all there is. Behind there is nothing. This perceiving of this moment, this consciousnessing of this moment, this awarenessing of this moment can withdraw itself from the movie of the mind and rest on itself. If it withdraws a lot, then the whole movie is gone. Then there is no more awarenessing of a thing. So the resting has become completely completed, and then we talk about beingness, a sense of beingness. It's awareness being still aware of itself. Resting on itself, so to speak. And then the mind is gone in that deep, deep meditation. You don't need to get that deep in order to gain benefits from the simple practice of resting as awareness. You can get immense benefits just going for a walk and practicing somewhat withdrawing from the mind, and withdrawing from the mind in even social situations, or talking with someone, or practicing your vocation in life, which will enhance many times, depends on the activity, but it may enhance the quality of your activity, the effectiveness. Okay, good luck to you, and don't miss it. Start practicing resting as awareness. So delightful. It's a delightful practice. Bye.